We are back at it again here with another video with Invest for Tomorrow. To the first time viewers and investors, welcome to the channel. To all subscribers, welcome back. Here we are with the SPY, the S&P 500 index, continuing to fight to hold support. And in today's volatility, our SPY buy at 10:10 a.m. sent out a bear indicator, and from that moment forward, outflows crossed the midpoint to the downside. Pure weakness there on 42 vision, and put options went up 300% plus within an hour, guys. If you guys want to receive this clarity and edge of the charts, you can now gain access to it as well. The link is down below in the description to the 42 vision indicators, getting connected over to our bots, and becoming part of a growing community of investors, all looking to learn and grow together by receiving this clarity and edge over the charts and using these resources to maximize in either direction, whether stocks are going up or going down. So here we are with the SPY, the S&P 500 index, fighting to hold support and breaking through key support levels. And in today's video, we're going to break down the key levels I would watch going into tomorrow and what's going on with the inflow versus outflows. But before we do, I want to share with you guys the home run opportunity that was mentioned this morning over at the Discord. So the home run today was spectacular and beyond expectations, and if you guys want to know about these stocks early on and receive this clarity and edge over the charts, you can now gain access to it as well. The link is down below in the description to the 42 vision indicators, getting connected over to our bots, and becoming part of a growing community of investors, all looking to learn and grow together. So the home run today was from our Netflix bot. Our Netflix bot at 9:35 a.m. sent out a bear indicator, and from that moment forward, outflows crossed the midpoint to the downside. Pure weakness there on 42 vision, and put options went up 100% plus within an hour, guys. If you guys want to receive this clarity and edge of the charts, you can now gain access to it as well. The link is down below in the description to the 42 vision indicators, getting connected over to our bots. We look forward to having you join us, and we strive for opportunities like these every single day. Let's jump to these charts. Here we are with the SPY, the S&P 500 index, doing a full transition from bright green bars to white with red borders. And if this is your first time coming across the channel, this is 42 vision, which allows us to see the dips from the rips to the dips, and where the strength and weakness lies within the charts. And we also use our bull and bear indicators and inflow versus outflow as an extra layer of confirmation, which I'm going to pull up here and you can now gain access to as well. The link is down below in the description to the 42 vision indicator, getting connected over to our bots and becoming part of a growing community of investors, all looking to learn and grow together by receiving this clarity and edge over the charts and using these resources to maximize in either direction, whether stocks are going up or going down. And in today's video, I'm going to pull up the inflow versus outflow indicator, which adds that extra layer of confirmation and gives us that edge within the volatility. So here we are with the SPY, the S&P 500 index, under a bear indicator at the 514 level after it got a bull indicator in the pre-market, and it bounced up from 510 to 515, but quickly that got canceled by a bear indicator and a full transition from the rip area to multiple dip areas. Now it broke through a key support here, which was 510, 508, and it was trying to hold 505, and it's fighting here between the 503 and 504 area. The question mark is, could it head towards 500 or even break it later this week, right? This is a huge move here in 2 days, and it's going to be critical to see if support can be found down at these levels, especially that we're in a dip area on the 30-minute chart. Now, it wasn't just the SPY falling. You also have the QQQ under a bear indicator since 440. You have Tesla falling all day, hitting multiple dip areas, and it's been under a bear indicator since Friday. And you also have Apple here testing key supports near the 172 and 170 areas if that breaks, right? So definitely something to not ignore, and it's the first bear indicator since the bull indicator down here at 168 on last Thursday. So I will be watching these levels closely, and you have Netflix here dropping all day as well. Now, the SPY on the 30 minutes under a bear indicator, but when we zoom out and look at it from the 1 hour, same thing, right? And hitting a dip area here again. And when you zoom out, we are at critical levels here where support was found several weeks ago before pushing back up towards 520 and continuing that bull run that we saw in the last several weeks and months. Now, I talked about it in a video that if we were to continue breaking through key support levels, and we broke through 510 and tested 505 and even 500, this is no surprise. A lot of the data is showing that inflation continues going up, the Fed may not cut as soon as possible, and all of this run was in the possibility of rate cuts happening sooner and even quicker than expected. Now, the market's trying to price in the possibility of no rate cuts or less than they expected. So here we are in the middle of volatility, and then there's a lot of other news going on worldwide that is impacting these charts. And you also have the crypto markets, Bitcoin here under a bear indicator and testing newer support levels here at 62,000. And if 60,000 gets broken through, that could quickly start to accelerate to lower supports that should not be ignored. Now, here we are in the bigger picture, bear indicator 512. And when you zoom into the volatility in the 15-minute, a bear indicator lasted all day, just like the 5-minute, as you saw how things were showing in the bot notification from our SPY bot. And here it is at 5:15, a bear indicator and a full transition from the rip area to multiple dip areas. Now, we're going to take a look at the inflow versus outflows, and I'm going to break down the key levels I would watch going into tomorrow. Here we are with the SPY stock, the S&P 500 index, with inflows trying to dominate in the pre-market in that push up from 510 to 515, but quickly got canceled and outflows dominated all day, right? Once it crossed, it dominated all day and things dropped from up here at 515 to the 503 area, nearly a $12 move. And then it hit outflows here, some of the highest that we've seen in the last several weeks, down at -10. The most recent high was -12, but that's not too far off of it. Now, outflows are trying to pick back up. They're still negative at -6.9, but they are green. I would not ignore this, and it's going to be crucial to watch going into tomorrow. Could it continue in these after hours or even tomorrow's pre-market and trading day and start to reflect that strength into these charts? Now, in the bigger picture of the 1 hour, we can continue to see here how outflows are dominating, and this push up was not enough. It quickly got canceled to the downside because things never crossed in the bigger picture, right? Outflows continue to dominate, and they're at -9.9 here and red on the 1 hour chart. Now, in the volatility of the 15-minute, we could see here outflows dominating all day and quickly trying to pick up here. We have a divergence as things are sitting sideways and inflows are picking up. If this crosses the midpoint, it could quickly start to reflect that strength into these charts. If it does not cross, it could quickly start to reflect weakness into these charts and push down to newer support levels. And I will be watching if these outflows pull away to the downside and roll that weakness over into the 30-minute chart. And the first support I'll be watching is 502. Now, if 502 gets broken through, 500, and then comes 498. That's what I'll be watching to the downside. To the upside, it's going to be crucial and critical for these inflows to cross over, start reflecting that strength into these charts, roll that strength over to the 30-minute, continue pushing upwards, and the 1 hour, and the first resistance is 505, then comes 507, and then I'll be watching the 510 area. So these are the key levels I'll be watching to the upside and to the downside. The bull and bear indicators are going to be crucial in the inflow versus outflows. I would not ignore them as they're trying to pick up, and if they could start to reflect that strength into these charts, that 510 resistance will be crucial. That was the support of today's pre-market and on Friday to push back up. So that is a critical level to not ignore, and the levels to the downside if these outflows continue below the midpoint. As always, guys, thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money.